In this short video, we're going to be discussing reported speech. These are sentences where we use noun clauses to show indirect speech. Before we discuss reported speech, we need to first talk about direct speech. So direct speech is what we use when we want to write exactly what someone has said. So for example, here we say, he said, "I'm tired." This is exactly what the person said. And we know this because we put quotation marks around it. On the other hand, we have reported speech. And reported speech is what we use when we want to report or tell what somebody has said. And in this case, we use a noun clause in reported speech. For example, we have the same sentence from the previous slide, but here we say, he said that he was tired. So notice that we don't have any quotation marks because it's no longer direct speech. And we also have a noun clause here, that he was tired. You can notice some other changes as well. The pronoun has changed and the verb tense has changed. Those are some of the things that change in reported speech. So here is an example of what reported speech might look like. So we have an interview here. We have a man interviewing for a job, and the manager says, "You are a great choice for this job." And then later that day, this man calls his wife, and the wife asks, "What did the manager say?" And then here we have the man using reported speech to tell his wife what the manager said. And here we have him saying, "She said that I was a great choice for the job." So you can see this is the direct speech of the manager, and this is the man giving a report of what the manager said. So this is reported speech. Here's some more examples of direct speech versus reported speech. We have, for example, in direct speech, he said, "I don't understand." And when we change that to reported speech, we say, he said that he didn't understand. So we see some changes in the verb tense and pronouns. And these are some other examples of direct speech, sentences changed to reported speech. If you noticed, one of the main things that changes is the verb tenses. In direct speech, it's one tense, and in reported speech, the verb tense changes. So this is a table of the basic changes in the verb tenses. So, for example, if we start with a direct speech sentence and it's in simple present, we'll change the verb to a simple past verb in reported speech. If direct speech is in present continuous, the verb tense will change to past continuous in reported speech, and so on. So here's a couple of examples of the verb tense changes between direct and reported speech. So in direct speech, we have, he said, "I don't understand." So we can see the verb tense is simple present. When we report it, that changes to, he said that he didn't understand. So you see that the verb tense changed to simple past. Here we have, she said, "I will study tomorrow." And then in the reported speech, it changes to, she said that she would study tomorrow. So will changes to would. And here's one last example. He said, "I have studied for the exam." That changes to, he said that he had studied for the exam. So it changes from present perfect to past perfect. Besides the verb tense changes in reported speech, you may have noticed other changes like pronoun changes or subject changes. So let's talk a little bit about those. So in direct speech, we have a sentence, he said you should study. In reported speech, that may change to, he said that I should study, if the person who is reporting the speech was told this by him. Here's another example. She said, "I'm watching a movie." When we report it, we say, she said that she was watching a movie. John said we saw him yesterday. This changes to, John said that they had seen him yesterday. So not only has the verb tense changed, but the pronoun has changed as well. And for this last one, we have the same adverbial yesterday. However, depending on when the reported speech is said, this adverbial will change. For example, if this is reported a week after this is said initially, we might change this to John said that they had seen him a week ago or over a week ago. So it just depends on the time change when we report the speech. Here we have a list of some of the specific types of verbs that we use to introduce the noun clause in a reported speech. These are called verbs of reported speech or reporting verbs. These are verbs that we use to show or report what someone else has said. So some of the common ones are state, explains, mentions, maintains, posits, argues. Of course, there are many more, but these are, again, some of the more common ones. And that's just a little bit about reported speech.